What's up guys and gals, Curve21 back at you again with another Rainbow Cup battle video. In this video, we're taking a look at round 4 of the Rainbow Cup tournament for the Bracket 7 on Discord Battle Park. We're battling against our friend 17 Callow, and he's just going to start off with a Charizard versus our Slowbro. In this matchup, you just want to throw Ice Beam to shield bait, because even if you connect, it's going to take out their Charizard. You don't have to shield the Dragon Claws, you do kind of want to shield the Blast Burn. So he's going to switch to Venusaur to try to have a favorable matchup. We switch to the Mantine to keep the favorable matchup. We're going to throw off an Aerial Ace to try to knock him out. Should be close to a one-hit KO. We don't need to shield the first Frenzy Plant, but we do need to shield the second one in order to win this matchup. And now we just keep on aerial acing, and surprisingly got off a third Frenzy Plant, so we're going to have to sadly burn 2 shields and then farm up the energy at that point, and then send off. What I should have done was 2 aerial aces against the Azumarill. I didn't know it was coming out. I thought it was going to be the Charizard, and regrettably, I should have just thrown an aerial ace at that point as well. So I made a mistake there, and then I go with my Venusaur, and made another mistake with the Frenzy Plant. I was a little too eager to knock out his Azumarill there. And then I switched to the Slowbro to try and knock out the Azumarill, but all it did was give him more energy from his bubble to get off another Ice Beam to knock out our Venusaur. So a calamity of errors in that first game. Played really poorly, and going into the second game, I slowed the game down from 2.0 down to the normal speed of 1.0 in order for you guys to watch and make sure that you can count the fast moves. Now in this game, it's going to be controversial because I experienced some lag. The first game we played at night, and then some family things came up, so I didn't get to play the second game against him. I waited until the next day, and at that point I was in the car with my family, and I was just, recording on the road. I experienced some lag, and I'll show you guys where it is. It should be pretty obvious because of this circle at the top left. So here we have a bad lead, and we're going to switch over to our Slowbro, and this time I brought Slowbro as a safe switch. Nothing on his team hard countered the Slowbro outside of maybe Lantern. So here we're just going to eat up on his Venusaur with Confusion, throwing off the Ice Beam in order to knock him out before he gets a Frenzy Plant, saving us a shield. He knows that's the right strategy to do, and so he shields it, and we had a CMP tie. Since I was the loser of game 1, I had the charge with priority, and that saved my skin there. But it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. I knocked him out with Confusion regardless. All it really did was burned him a shield where he could have gotten Frenzy Plant off first and then not burn the shield. So here he's going to bring out Lantern and use some Charge Beams. These Charge Beams are very important. If you want to rewind and count every Charge Beam, I've already counted them. There are 11. So that means he can toss off 2 Thunderbolts in this game, or a Hydro Pump and possibly a Thunderbolt. So here we're going to bring in our Venusaur, and this is where the lag is. 2 Charge Beams, and only 1 Vine Whip. Any PvP player knows Vine Whip is a lot faster than Charge Beam. I should have gotten off a lot more in that span of time to get me more energy and more damage on his Lantern, and that's going to make a huge difference in the end game. So he's going to bring out his Charizard because he doesn't want to lose that matchup. I bring out my Mantine to counter him, and at this point all I need to do is connect with an Aerial Ace, and I'll solidify this matchup. Don't need to shield his Blast Burn or his Dragon Claw. I can survive both, and his Fire Spins are not going to do much damage to my Water type. If he had Air Slash, it would be a different story. I would have had to shield that Blast Burn. So here, we're just going to throw off an Aerial Ace to knock out his Charizard. We're going to be forced into shielding because our Venusaur would not be able to deal with both Charizard and Lantern in the back. Again, his Fire Spins are not doing very much damage. We get off the Aerial Ace, great, knocking out his Charizard because he has no shields. Now, all the shields are gone. All it comes down to are fast moves and charge moves. We're going to do as much damage to his Lantern as possible. He's already in the red, and we're close. He tosses off a Thunderbolt. So he got off a Hydro Pump and a Thunderbolt this game, which is just fine. We're hanging on by the skin of our teeth, and we die. And he's got a sliver of life there. I feel like if I could have gotten a couple more Vine Whips, I would have had the energy to toss a Frenzy Plant, or he would have been knocked out just based on the damage I dealt with the Vine Whips. So controversial finish. I asked him in the Discord chat if he would mind doing a rematch. He said, don't mind at all, let's do it. So I just sent off the rematch his way. We're going to do the exact same leads, same Pokemon. I'm going to switch to Slowbro because that's the safest play I have, and he's actually going to keep his Charizard in this time. So he's changing up his gameplay. He's going to throw off a Blast Burn to do a little bit more damage. I'm going to toss off the Ice Beam just to shield bait. Didn't get it. Got a little bit of damage onto his Lantern. Now, that Ice Beam was very critical because I got to get to the Water Pulse this time. Could have done the Water Pulse first and then the Ice Beam, and potentially 2 Water Pulses. Now, that's one thing I have not simulated. So he's going to toss off a Thunderbolt onto my Venusaur here, which I thought was a Hydro Pump because of Game 2. And here we're going to try to farm up that energy as much as possible to knock out his Lantern and toss his Sludge Bomb onto his Charizard. He shields it, great, so we switch over to the better matchup in Mantine. And I think this is going to be a Blast Burn because we normally don't shield the first charge move on our Mantine. And then he's going to bring in his Venusaur. That's great. Aerial Ace should do a huge amount of damage. Now we're just going to farm this one up for energy, shielding to keep ourselves alive, and we're going to be able to Aerial Ace his incoming Charizard for the win in Game 3. So this was a rematch from that Game 2, which was controversial, and we got to pick it up with the same leadoff Pokemon, same Pokemon in the back, and he changed up his game plan, and it ended up costing him. But we're still going to have a moderator look over that second game to see if I should have even gotten that third game. You know, some would say, hey, Curb, you lost the first 2, then you're out. You lost that round. I'd rather play it out and make sure nobody goes home salty off of lag being what beat them, and actually beat them in 2 fair games. So here we're going to go into Game 4, which should be the final round. Mantine versus Charizard. Good lead for us. We're just going to switch up the lead off every time. He leads Charizard every single time, which becomes predictable at a point. He switches over to Lantern to hard counter us, and we bring in our Venusaur, which would be amazing to be able to cover him. Here we're just going to throw off the Frenzy Plant to make sure we knock him out before we do. And his Charge Beam, is not doing almost any damage to our Grass type because of the resisted damage. So we get off a 3rd Frenzy Plant to break the last shield and knock him out. He brings in his Venusaur to finish us off and gain a little bit of energy. We toss the Ice Beam, which is probably not the right play, but I was trying to go for the Oko and not allow him to Frenzy Plant me to burn a shield. We're up 2 shields to none. Here we're going to toss another Ice Beam, again a rookie mistake, thinking how it's going to knock out his Charizard, and here he just stopped attacking. I'm not sure if it was lag or if he had already admitted defeat with having 2 water types facing down his Charizard at the end. Either way, I feel like we're going to win that no matter what, even if he didn't lag there, because he was attacking up until the very end. And so I said, are you all good there? Do we need to do another rematch? And he said, didn't attack. I don't know if that's meaning I didn't attack or he didn't attack. So just to make sure, you know, I'm going to be a gentleman about it, send another rematch. He sent me one on Game 2, so I'll send him another rematch. Same lead, same Pokemon in the back for the final matchup. So now we're basically playing a best of 5. He's beaten me twice, I've beaten him twice, and here we go. We're going to lead off Mantine versus Charizard because we're keeping the same leads. That's just how you do it whenever lag is holding you back on a win. And at this point, we're just going to go Aerial Ace, because that's the only thing we really need to do against Charizard, is just connect with one Aerial Ace, and the wing attacks will do the rest. We get to the 3rd Aerial Ace before he gets to his attack. We're going to shield it because if it's Blast Burn, we're going to go down. He switches to Lantern to try to quickly knock us out with Charge Beam. We saw that coming, so we quickly switches over to our Venusaur. And since he's out of shields, our Frenzy Plant will knock him out, but we did build up a little bit of extra energy to deal with the Charizard on the coming in and toss off the Sludge Bomb. And here, we're up a shield, we got 3 Pokemon, we're living in hog heaven. You know, our Venusaur is just going to town with his Sludge Bombs, shielding the Frenzy Plant just to even, you know, try to sweep at this point. And we're going to toss the Frenzy Plant just to see if we can make it all the way through with the Venusaur. And we do! So we win Game 5. Controversial Game 2 out of the way. It was a very fun series with our friend 17 Calloway. Good luck to you guys in your upcoming Rainbow Cup tournaments, if you still have some. If not, good luck in the Jungle Cup. I'll bring you some material soon.